That goddamn MC Hammer, very serious about beef. Y'all laugh and y'all joke about Hammer, no, 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 no. And he used to, what anybody who talk come to the Bay Area, they was in for it. Cause we seen it, I seen it.
Without spending any money, Hammer could have told some people to like that wouldn't have been, it wouldn't have, I know who Hammer was affiliated with and he wouldn't have to pay to tell somebody up.
He was very serious about beef. Oh, you gonna talk about my dancing pants? I see you. And he will whoop.
If you're from the older generation, you would sure remember the iconic American rapper and singer Mick Hammer. While the world loved MC Hammer's dance moves and songs, there was a gang who allegedly didn't like him at all. In the 90s, MC Hammer was a big star, famous for his infectious hip-hop and dance tracks, his signature parachute pants, and unforgettable dance moves like the typewriter. And who could forget his iconic catchphrase, "Hammer time."
Man, you can't touch this. Yo, let me bust the funky lyric.
He was all over the place, scooping up awards and breaking new ground in pop rap by blending in freestyle music.
And the winner is MC Hammer.
Hammer even made history as the first hip-hop artist to achieve diamond status with his album Please Hammer Don't Hurt 'Em. However, there's another side to MC Hammer that most people aren't aware of, a quieter side that only comes out when he's pushed. And when it does, it's quite a sight. Even the infamous Crips gang learned this the hard way, eventually apologizing after trying to challenge him. While we uncover the whole story of what happened, we have surely known that MC Hammer has a no attitude and can make anyone apologize to him. So what really happened? In 2022, MC Hammer started trending on X because of a viral photo from the 1996 Grammys that featured Biggie, Suge Knight, Snoop Dogg, Tupac, and Hammer, all dressed in their best 90s styles. In the picture, Hammer is on the far right, arms crossed behind his back with a big smile, while everyone else has serious, tough looks on their faces. The tweet with the photo read, "I don't think I've ever seen anyone more out of place than Hammer was in this photo, LOL." Twitter users wasted no time setting the record straight about the Oakland legend. They were quick to remind everyone that, flashy pants aside, MC Hammer wasn't someone to be underestimated. This whole situation highlighted a major disconnect between what hip-hop insiders know about Hammer and what mainstream pop culture thinks it knows. While many see him as a pop icon famous for his stage moves and his ads for sneakers and Taco Bell, there's a whole other side of him that's been known in the East Bay and the broader hip-hop scene for years. For those who might not know, here's a bit of backstory. The Crips once tried to mess with Hammer. Benito, one of Hammer's vocalists, recounted an encounter with Michael Concepcion, a founding member of the LA street gang. Michael had been in a wheelchair since 1977 after losing his legs in a gang shooting. According to Benito, they had just finished an event and were about to head back to their hotel when they spotted Michael in his wheelchair, surrounded by 4 Crips. Wondering why gang members were hanging around, they heard Michael call out to Hammer saying he wanted to talk. Michael then told Hammer that since he was in LA and anything could happen, he should reach out for protection.
This dude in his wheelchair and about 4 or 5 dudes with him. He came at Hammer like, "Hey man, in this LA and everything, man, and things can happen, you know what I'm saying? You to holler at me, man, you know what I'm saying? Holler at me for protection."
Hammer was caught off guard when Michael suggested he needed protection. After all, he had 12 bodyguards of his own, and some of them were pretty tough guys. Hammer didn't see why he needed Michael's help, but Michael kept pushing, saying if Hammer didn't hire him, something bad might happen and he should keep his guard up. It felt like Michael was giving Hammer an ultimatum.
For what? See, man, I got 12 bodyguards out there, and 4 or 5 of them straight. You know what I'm saying? So what you talking about? You know what I'm saying? I don't need no protection. I mean, man, if you don't, something could happen to you, whatever. He said, "What you trying to say?" He said, you go ahead and, take care of that and everything will be cool. He said, "Nigga, you trying to start straight on me?"
At this point, Hammer was fuming. Things got really tense, and as the two started trading angry words, Hammer's bodyguards were all set to take the gang members down. But Hammer stepped in and stopped them. He told Michael that he could make one phone call and make all the trouble disappear. True to his word, Michael showed up the next morning to apologize to Hammer.
"Hey, what's up?" He said, "Hey man, it's like this. I'll make one phone call and all this will go away." "Man, hey bro, I apologize, man. Hey, man, let me talk to you for a minute." And Hammer said, "What's up, man?" He said, "Man, I apologize for the thing. I didn't know, the people you knew or whatever, this and that. I apologize for what I did, brother. It's all good. We cool. We good. Hammer's like, yeah, it's all right.
It turns out Hammer had even bigger, scarier connections than Michael and his crew. From that moment on, there were no more issues between Hammer, Michael, or the Crips. There are also some interviews with 5 MCs that shed new light on Hammer. For example, MC Search from New York's Third Base has consistently claimed that MC Hammer put out a hit on their group over a lyric in their song The Cactus. The line in question, "The Cactus turned Hammer's mother out," was a play on Third Base's 1989 album, The Cactus Album, and Hammer's own record from the same year, Turn This Mother Out. In a 2015 interview on The Ed Lover Show, Search shared that he received death threats from Hammer's brother, Louis Burrell, during a flight to Los Angeles. "We're in the air," Search said, and Carmen Ashurst Watson, who was the president of Def Jam at the time, picks up the phone and hears someone say, "Is Third Base on their way to LA?" She replies, "Yeah," and the voice says, "Good, they're dead." Search claimed that the $50,000 hit was confirmed by fellow Def Jam artist Eric B. and was supposed to be carried out by the Los Angeles Crips.
Whoever was on the phone said, "Hey, is Third Base still coming to LA?" And she said, "Yes." And the voice said, "Good, they're dead," and hung up the phone.
In a later interview, Search admitted that the fear and anger from the incident still haunt him. "I'm not good," he told Vlad TV in 2018.
I'm going dressed. It was ridiculous. I didn't know who that dude was. You put your foot in your mouth, said a couple things. You let smooth taste fool you. You thought the Running Man was more than a dance.
This situation led people to speculate that Hammer might have been affiliated with the Crips, but it turns out MC Hammer never claimed any gang ties. Redman also learned this the hard way. During an interlude on his 1992 album, What the Album, titled Funky Uncles, Redman dissed Hammer with the line, "Everybody yelling Hammer time, he ain't, his mama ain't, his daddy ain't nobody is." Redman later recounted that Hammer's associates chased him out of Oakland. "We had to get the F out of there," he told Vlad TV in 2016. "They weren't playing. We were almost boxed in." In 1995, when both were on the set for the final episode of Yo MTV Raps, Hammer approached Redman and reportedly said, "Red, I'm going to tell you something. You're young, but I don't allow anybody to talk about my mama. You understand me?" Redman's response was a respectful, "Yes, sir." He explained, "I got the message. I heard about Hammer and I saw his work. I'm good, my brother, because I've got to come to the West Coast and get money. I like it out there. I like the Bay Area, so F that. You're right, I won't talk about your mama." Redman admitted he learned his lesson the hard way. That goddamn MC Hammer is serious about beef. Y'all mother effers laugh and joke about Hammer, but no. When anybody talked diss to him and came to the Bay Area, they were in for it because we saw it.
That goddamn MC Hammer, very serious about beef. Y'all laugh and y'all joke about Hammer, no. And he used to what anybody who talk come to the Bay Area, they was in for it. Cause we seen it. I seen it.
In a 2018 interview, Too Short gave a nod to MC Hammer, noting that they both came up around the same time. Hammer was a big dog, Too Short said. He had respect on the streets. He was from a respected crew that knew how to handle business. When asked about the rumored $50,000 hit Hammer supposedly put out on MC Search, Too Short expressed skepticism. He didn't buy the $50,000 part, saying, "Hammer would never need to pay for that kind of thing. He could have just told people to mess Search up. I know who Hammer was affiliated with, and he wouldn't have to cough up any money. His people would just take care of it. We're from Oakland. He wouldn't even have to say anything."
Without spending any money, Hammer could have told some people to like that wouldn't have been, it wouldn't have, I know who Hammer was affiliated with, and he wouldn't have to pay to tell somebody else.
During a 2020 chat with E40 on All Urban Central, Fat Joe shared a story about running into MC Hammer at the Las Vegas airport. Joe said Hammer greeted him warmly, but then made it clear he wasn't someone to mess with. He was like, "You know, I get it popping for real," Joe recalled. E40 wasn't at all surprised by this. "Well, he's from Oakland, for one," the Vallejo rapper said. "He's from the town. He's highly respected and well-connected. All the big names know him and he knows them. He's got it locked down. His brother's in the game too. Hammer's far from a pushover and he's physically fit. He'll definitely put hands on you if needed. But if you think these are the only artists MC Hammer has had run-ins with, think again. Hammer has also clashed with one of the biggest moguls in the industry, Jay-Z. Hammer dropped a diss track aimed at Jay-Z, and the accompanying video featured a lookalike of the Rock Nation chief being chased through the woods by a devilish character. In the video, Hammer seems to be Jay-Z, talking about knocking him out. However, things took a surprising turn when the Jay-Z lookalike encountering MC Hammer by a lake, manages to fend off the devil and is then symbolically baptized by his hip-hop rival. The motivation behind this diss track initially seemed to be a Jay-Z lyric on a Kanye West track that referenced MC Hammer's well-known financial troubles in the mid-90s. However, Hammer later revealed that his beef with Jay-Z was more about Jay-Z's use of Christian imagery in his lyrics and music videos. As an ordained minister, Hammer specifically pointed to Jay-Z's tracks, On to the Next One, and Empire State of Mind, as particularly offensive to his religious beliefs. Jay-Z, when asked about the feud, told BBC Radio 1 Extra that he wasn't aware that the 90s rapper's financial issues were off limits. He expressed respect for Hammer and mentioned this respect multiple times in his upcoming book. Despite this, Hammer believes he's won the feud, saying, "I am declaring victory because the diss video showed a lot of people who weren't aware that Jay's dissing of Hammer's faith was his real issue. Who knew you could have beef with so many big names in the industry and still keep a respectable reputation?" MC Hammer really proved he was a serious player in the rap game. Despite his tough exterior and street connections, Hammer didn't have an easy time growing up. Hammer's dad was a professional poker player and casino manager while his mom worked as a secretary. They were pretty strapped for cash, with 6 kids all squeezed into a 3-bedroom apartment in an East Oakland housing project. Life was tough, surrounded by When he was just 5, his parents split up, leaving his mom to take care of him and his siblings. Despite all the negativity around him, Hammer credits his deep love for his mom and his determination not to let her down for keeping him on the right path. As a kid, he hustled to make extra money by scoring tickets from the Oakland A's baseball players and reselling them. One day, Charles Finley, the owner of the Oakland A's, noticed Hammer and was blown away by his talent. This chance encounter led to a life-changing opportunity. Hammer got hired as a clubhouse assistant at just 9 years old. By his early teens, baseball was a huge part of Hammer's life. Reggie Jackson, an A's outfielder, even noticed Hammer's resemblance to outfielder Hank Aaron, who was nicknamed the Hammer. Hammer joined a gospel hip-hop group called the Holy Ghost Boys, which added to his diverse music career. With financial support from a couple of former Oakland A's players, he started his own record label Bustin' Productions and rebranded himself as MC Hammer, short for Master of Ceremony. He released his debut album, Feel My Power, independently in 1987, marking the start of his music career. Through hard work and hustle, Hammer sold over 60,000 copies of his debut album. His big break came in 1988 when he performed at a nightclub in Oakland, and a record executive was so impressed that he offered Hammer a multi-album deal with Capitol Records. Despite his early success, Hammer faced a lot of criticism and was labeled a sellout as gangster rap started to rise. He tried to adjust his style, but being overexposed and dealing with negative reviews took a toll on him. By the mid-90s, his fame had started to fade, and he ended up facing a very public bankruptcy in 1996. He also had some legal troubles with his music. Rick James, along with Felton Pilot and other group members, sued him for copyright infringement over You Can't Touch This. The case was settled out of court when Hammer agreed to credit James as a co-composer, which meant James got a cut of the millions the record was earning. Despite all this, Hammer didn't let it keep him down. He continued to manage his own recording business, creating and producing his own acts. Whatever his history might be, he is still loved and cherished most by his fans. Thanks to his fan base, Bet ranked him as the number 7 best dancer of all time, and Vibe's Best Rapper Ever tournament placed him 17th. That's it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching.